Gets open for three. Dagger!
Hello and welcome back to Well Beyond the Arc. This is the last show of 2023. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I'm Montana, joined always by my co-host David. David, first and foremost, how are you doing, bro? It's been a minute, man. It feels like it's been longer than it's been. Lots of basketball has taken place. How have you been?
I've been good. I've been good. How are you? How are you?
I've been good. Too much time spent on an airplane. I just touched back in Nebraska, and I don't want to go back on another airplane for a long time. But unfortunately, I have to go back on one in like 2 weeks. But other than that, I'm doing pretty good. And as always, you already know it is time to talk some basketball. As you guys know how we get this thing started every time. A little good, bad, and ugly. And I feel like every single time we do this segment, so many things happen in the time that we've last talked. We could do a whole show of good, bad, and ugly probably, but we're only
Yeah.
gonna pick one for each. So of all the good, what is your good for good, bad, and ugly this week?
Um. I'm going to before I get to that. Actually, I too just came back to Texas. I was in PA, so I actually flew plane, and I have to get back in another 2 weeks, give or take. So I hundred
You're,
percent relate to what you feel.
you're in
But
the same exact boat, bro. It's not fun. I'm not a
exactly,
fan of flying. I would do it once a year if I could, and that would be it. But that's not how that works out, unfortunately.
yeah. But good. Back to basketball. But good. Clippers, the Los Angeles Clippers. They're looking like the best team in LA, and if I feel so sick saying that, but I just have to give credit where credit is due. They are playing absolutely good basketball. It looks like Ty Lue have figured it out. He's also I don't know. James Harden is having the best time of his life. I was watching the game yesterday where he put like 4 3 pointers at like back to back, and he laid down on the ground. I was doing the snowflake shit. I was like, okay, this man is having the best time of his life. But with all the good, I'm not going to get carried away because I don't know how these guys are when we get to April. April, May will determine pretty much everything. But as of now, they're looking absolutely amazing, playing good basketball, dropping 135 points. I hope I'm correct on that. Yesterday against the Pacers, but that's my good right there.
That's a really, I mean, okay, I can't say it's a really good because I hate the Clippers, but they're playing the best they've looked. I mean, they turned it around so quickly from where they were. And you guys know we read the comments, and I see a couple comments about our Lakers, couple comments about hashtag free green. Do not worry. We are talking plenty of Draymond Green this episode, Smoke. Matter of fact, the name of the show is Draymond Green's Day Off because he's had a couple of days off actually right now. So we'll get to him in a little bit, but my good is definitely not Draymond Green or the Warriors. My good has to be Embiid because he has been playing insane and super consistent. And since the beginning of December, he has been putting up 30 plus points per game and 10 plus rebounds per game in every single game. And his last game, he had 40 points and 14 boards, and I think 5 or 6 assists. He is doing it all. When we did an early MVP talk a couple of shows ago, I didn't say he was my number one pick for. He is that guy. Him and Luca are my two guys that are up there. So for me, Embiid has been playing the best basket. He's been playing the best big man basketball in the East and possibly in the entire NBA right now.
That's I vibe with that. Like I feel Embiid can actually go. I think currently in the NBA rankings, he's probably NBA MVP rankings. He's probably first right now. So I don't know. I mean, if he goes all the way, I won't actually have anything wrong with that. It's just there are people if they win it, I'll probably feel a kind of way. But if Embiid does win it, I really don't even give it down. I feel like he deserves it. Like what he's doing is crazy. Like I don't know.
No, I mean, here's the thing. Embiid is consistent because we talk AD. I mean, again, we're big Lakers guys. We talk AD. He's not consistent like Embiid. Even Joker's consistent, but not like Embiid with what Embiid does on the scoring end of the basketball because Embiid is doing that every single night. He's been doing that for an entire month almost now. We've seen a couple comments about Miami Heat bouncing back and forth. Yep, that's a team they're really going all over the place. Mavs winning it all. I don't know about that one, but moving on to the bad because we've gone over our good. What is your bad Plenty of bad out there. What did you narrow it down to this week?
Since winning the in-season tournament, Lakers are 1-3, lost to the Mavs, then to San Antonio, and then obviously yesterday to the Knicks at home. They are making the Clippers look like the best team in LA, which shouldn't be because they're actually not the best team in LA. And I mean, I know we're still figuring stuff out and stuff is still happening, but to go 1-3 after winning the in-season tournament, it makes people like Skip Bayless actually have validity to what they are saying. Like it makes him that when he's talking on his show and entering LeBron and stuff like that, it makes it valid. So I don't know. It's been a weird few days watching the Lakers. So yeah.
Hey, well, you know what, bro? Unfortunately, I'm with you on the Lakers. My bad is actually the other team that was in the in-season final, and that's the Pacers. They're in a 4-game losing streak, highlighted by being beat by the Wizards. Oh, come on, bro. The Wizards, that's disgusting. The Wizards, and then they just got beat by the Clippers and blown out by the Clippers. So the Pacers have just not been playing that level of basketball they did during the in-season tournament. That doesn't mean they won't turn it back around. I actually think there's going to be a couple of moves potentially with the trade deadline that puts a couple of pieces and stacks that Pacers deck up, but they're definitely not out yet. It's still early in the year, but my bad has to be that 4-game losing streak the Pacers are on, especially that last loss against the Clips, because that's a good team, but you don't want to get blown out like that. So for me, it's got to be the Pacers. But now we've got our ugly, and I don't know about you, but it was pretty obvious what the ugly was for me since we last talked. But I'll let you got the floor first, bro. Let's hear it.
So my ugly isn't necessarily in terms of negative. And just hear me out for a minute. I don't think it's negative, but I'm just going to put it out there. OKC are looking really scary. Chet Holmgren is playing crazy basketball on both ends of the floor. Like it's so annoying. Like it's ugly because it's scary for the rest of the league. Like it's not scary for them, scary for for the other players. And they're playing Lakers like I think 2 games from now or the next game. And I'm like literally shitting my pants because I'm so scared of OKC right now. And I'm never like that's not me capping or being dramatic. I'm actually scared of OKC right now. Yeah, I'm just gonna leave it there. That's my ugly. Yeah, just scary for the rest of the NBA.
Bro, no, I agree with you because they look the most legit they've looked, and it's not like they went out and added some big stars or all this vet. Like they've really built this team from within, and it's a scary team. So I'm with you on that. That's a good ugly. My ugly though is really, really ugly, and that is the current situation that the Warriors are in, specifically Draymond Green, who is out for indefinitely for at least 3 weeks, but they haven't given an official return date yet, which is kind of interesting to me. They haven't given an official suspension or return date. He's getting help apparently, and they hope to see him back, I think, within a month. But anyways, that situation is rough. No matter what you think of Draymond Green, him getting suspended and his excuse for what happened and what he said happened and everything, it's a bad look for the Warriors and a team that is currently not 500. You need everything you can get to make that team look better. And his antics don't help. So for me, the Warriors, I mean, that's a huge distraction to a team that already is having plenty of problems on the court. So Draymond Green getting suspended is my ugly for the week. But we're actually going to get more into Draymond Green a little bit later. Don't worry, Smoke. And yeah, you know what? Golden State is only 2.5 games behind the Lakers, but that is after the Lakers have had some rough games. That I'm not. We have that Knicks game was a rough one. I watched the ending of that in the
The
airport,
shots
and
were not just falling; they
oh
were not
my gosh,
falling.
bro,
It was
it
bad.
was rough.
So it was so
It
bad.
was rough. We definitely could maybe use a couple of upgrades before the trade deadline potentially. I can definitely see some pieces maybe moving. But anyways, before we talk about all that, we're going to move on to the Denver Nuggets, a team that the pieces are falling for the Denver Nuggets right now. All the chips are in right now and they're looking pretty great. Coming off of a huge win against Dallas, 130 to 104, despite a quiet game from Joker. Joker was barely on the court. You know, his stats looked like a role player. He did not have a typical Joker night, but they won 130 to 104. Luckily they've had so many great players that they either got before this season or a couple pieces that showed up that they got for this season. So my question to you is this. We talked about the Denver Nuggets. I think it was the first show. We talked about, are they going to run it back? Are they legit? I said I didn't think so. I'm going to spoiler it right now. I'll let you have the floor, but I think they are. I'm convinced. The fact that the role players stepped up and Joker could have a quiet night and Denver pulled off that win. And Luca, by the way, went off last night, bro. It's not like Luca had a bad
Triple
night.
double, yeah. Yeah, like
I,
a triple double, and
Luca went off, and a couple of his teammates provided a decent game as well. So for me, the Nuggets showed up when it mattered, and so I think this Nuggets team is legit. But my question to you is this: are the Nuggets legit with who they have now, or should they shift a couple pieces around before deadline? What are your thoughts? Is this Nugget team legit? They're I think currently third.
well, I think they have like the second lowest odds to win the chip again. Um, I mean, they have Jokic. That's all I can say. I mean, the only team I can see them beating them in the West, maybe Minnesota, maybe it's this close. Um, maybe nah. And then Celtics obviously if they make it to the NBA finals. But I do think they're legit just because they have Jokic and they have pieces that know when to turn up. I think having Michael Porter Jr., Aaron Gordon, Eric Gordon, whatever his name is, Contavious Pope, and then Jamal Murray. And then you have Bruce Brown, that the second year rookie who is come not rookie, but second year player. I think you can't rule them out no matter how Minnesota is playing and them not being first. I just think they can run it back with ease. Like when we get into the postseason, I think they'll just brush through it with ease. Like they won't even think twice. Just so yeah, I do think they can run it back, and they might actually probably run it back. So we'll
I think
see.
we're gonna see. We very well don't call us homers. Don't call us people that are just talking Lakers. But I think we could very well see if the Lakers get it figured out, a Lakers Nuggets rematch, or very well a different matchup. But I think either way, the Nuggets are looking like the team that's going to be right back in the Western Conference Finals. The way they're playing right now, if everyone stays healthy, and the big player for that is Murray, because we've seen Murray go down. And we've seen Murray go down after extensive playoff pushes. And this was their longest playoff push they've ever had. This is the farthest that they've went with Murray and Joker or ever as an organization. So I would be concerned a little bit if Murray goes down, even if he comes back for playoffs, he might not be the same player. So, barring any injuries, I think this team is legit. And I don't think they need to do that much, if anything, before the deadline. I think they really stacked the deck properly. And they gave up a couple of pieces that honestly I thought were going to really impact them and they were going to miss. But honestly, they look like an even better team than they did last year right now. And that's scary. That's unfortunate for the rest of the West, especially our Lakers. I mean, I don't know when we play them next. And hopefully we can show up a little bit better than we did the first time. But it's just the big difference is Joker being able to have a quiet night and them still pulling off a huge win against the Mavs. I don't want to talk about the Lakers too much, but if it was the Lakers and LeBron and AD had a quiet night, the Lakers would get blown out. And that just shows that we don't have all the pieces. A lot of these other teams like the Bucks, they have you could argue that they have a solid, even the Clippers at this very moment, because of the way that everything's looking, the Clippers look like a more complete team than the Lakers as we speak right now. That could change, obviously. But for me, I just think that this Nuggets team is legit and they're going to go all the way back to the Western Conference Finals. Unless someone knocks them out, we could see a similar situation with the Bucks and the Heat last year when no one expected the Bucks to get beat by the Heat in that round. We could see a parity, but other than that, I just think this Nuggets team is going all the way back.
Cough cough Lakers. Cough cough. Cough
Yeah,
cough
if
Lakers.
we see them again, bro, there's no way they're beating us. We're beating.
Yeah.
There's no way they're gonna get us 2 years in a row. If we make it all the way there, then we're getting them this. Come on now, you already know, bro. AD's gonna
Yeah.
show up. AD's gonna defensive player of the year is gonna show up, right?
Like you know what? If he doesn't get all defensive player of the year, I won't be pissed as long as he gets all defensive team. Like he has to get one of them. I don't know which. If he misses out on all defense, I'll be so pissed. I'll be so pissed. Except he wins defensive player of the year. But yeah,
We have only given legitimate great takes about the Bucks, King Cal, but thank you for your comments. I appreciate them, and I'll take it into consideration. But and I will say this though, the Bucks are playing better than the last time we talked. The Bucks have been playing extremely well. So this is a week by week show. We're not talking every day. If we were talking every day, it'd be hard to keep up with it. So it's constantly changing. The NBA is constantly changing. But something that is not constantly changing is Draymond Green's foul problems, his tech problems, his suspension problems. We've seen him stomp on players, kick players, grab players by the neck. We've seen a lot of different things. Some people would argue, and actually a lot of players, notable players, would argue that Draymond Green is the heart and soul of a lot of those Warriors dynasty teams. And Smoke, if you're watching, which I'm sure you are right now, I want to say right now, I agree. During the first few championships, Draymond Green was a huge driving force. But that last chip against the Celtics, he was only a distract. I do not believe he was not a driving force in that chip. And then what happens the following season? He punches Jordan Poole and they get eliminated by, oh yeah, the Los Angeles Lakers. You know what I'm saying? So all I'm saying is this. Draymond Green, I can 100% agree with a lot of the people that say that he was a huge part of their first few chips of Steph Clay. Absolutely. But he is not helping the situation now. But my question for you is this. And it's not all Draymond Green. I'll say that as well right now. But my question to you is this. Do you think that Draymond Green is a driving factor in the Warriors' issues right now? And if not, what is it? What's going on? Because I think they're not even in play-in contention right now. They're currently, I think, what, 12th or 13th, or maybe they're 11th, but they are not in the top 10 right now. So my question to you is it Draymond? Is it Klay Thompson because he's not really showing up? Is it the fact that Andrew Wiggins just had a really good game for the first time this whole season? What is going on? We talk about the Warriors a lot, but how can we not? What is going on with this dynasty team? Smoke wants to know. I know Smoke is dying to know our take on what's going on with his currently out of playing Warriors. What are your thoughts, David?
So I don't know. I don't know. The Warriors are interesting. I think it's a mix of everything. And let's give love to some players. Clay has been shooting the ball well over like the past 3 games. So let's give him the love. I think after he made a comment about 3 games back, he was like, I won't lie, I play like shit. That said. And since then he has been having some really good games, 30 points, all that good stuff. Wiggins also, I think, coming off the bench has kind of helped him a bit. But I think Warriors' problem is a mix of all that. I think the distraction from Green mixed with slumps from Wiggins and Clay, and then some players that you think should have come up into the spotlight right now, Kaminga, Moses Moody. Don't get me wrong, they are playing well, but like you think they should have taken it to that next level to be able to, okay, Curry take a back seat, we're taking over this game now, type of thing. You think that should have been able to happen? Um, I don't want to also put Chris Paul in this because I don't see anything he has done wrong. But I just think it's a mix of everything. Um, and there's no one that is major. I just think each one is equally contributing to the Warriors' downfall. And I remember when we did the episode on what the Warriors should do to be able to get back to winning ways after their, I don't know how many game win streak it was, but we said, Draymond should get his stuff together. Clay should come out of his feelings. Wiggins should find his shooting, whatever. Um, Steve Kerr should know what should, start making the right moves and stuff like that. And to an extent, yeah, well, I've seen some of those things, being enforced or they have worked, but others haven't just come, and that's just all mixing together with the whole, yeah, it's just a mix of things. And it's sad when you watch Warriors now. Like other than Curry, that is box office as always. You don't really have the vibe to watch the Warriors anymore. Like that's just it. Like there's no vibe other than to watch Curry shoot the ball, which to be honest, he didn't do that. Yes, was it yes 2 games ago where his streak of 286 games of shooting at least a
Mhm.
three was
Crazy.
broken.
That's so crazy, bro.
Yeah.
That's just a stat that we're not going to see anyone hit. Like that's ridiculous. He is all respect to Curry. And again, Klay Thompson, it's rough right now, but I saw a comment saying that Draymond wants to be traded to the Lakers or the Bucks. That's very possible, but I'm going to be honest. I don't know if a team his trade value is not super high right now because the fact that he what missed 5 games because of the Gobert situation, and then he's missing 3 weeks at least for this. And I wouldn't be shocked if he misses more. I wouldn't be, since they didn't give an official since they didn't say he's going to be suspended for 3 weeks. Maybe it's going to be longer, or maybe that's just the amount of time they're trying to find a new trade destination for him. Maybe that is what's going on. But Lakers, please don't. Please don't. We don't want him. I don't want him. David, do you want Draymond Green
No,
on the
no.
you know what 2000 like 15 to 18, yes, I'd take him in a minute, bro, in a second. I would take, but that was the one that was contributing to the dynasty. This is the one that's just contributing to the distractions. That's all this is, bro. At the end of the day, that's all this is. I would not be, no, if he was a Laker, I would not be I wouldn't be super excited if he was, I wouldn't be switching my view if he was a Laker. I do not want him as a Laker. And on my other show, Purple and Gold Zone, way back last season, I did a segment talking about, there was a rumor about him wanting to go here in the offseason if he didn't sign with the Warriors. And I said, we don't want, it's a distraction at this point. The Draymond Green, the Draymond Green that helped win those chips, absolutely. That's not who it is now. What do they do? Here's the thing. They have pieces they can trade. They did not. It's kind of head scratching me why they went and got Chris Paul, why they went and got smaller when they needed to get size. I talked about Siakam. There's a potential talk out there that him and maybe OG are both up for Raptors trade talks. And so Siakam would be a huge driving piece to add. And who cares if you have to give up Klay Thompson, a couple of pieces. Curry and Siakam would do more than Curry, Klay, Andrew, that whole team is doing right now, because Curry is doing everything. When Curry doesn't show up, they're losing games. And even when he does, they're probably going to get beat by 3 to 6 points still.
Yeah, as I said, it's so sad watching the Warriors. Forgive me, not sad, but like just disappointing watching the Warriors play
They're
now.
a
Like,
dynasty team.
yeah, exactly. Like, it's just,
We
yeah. I
expect
don't.
more.
I'm not even going to. Let's not get too deep into it because it's just when you hear it, it's just really sad and stuff. So, yeah.
It's unfortunate. I mean, here's the thing. Can the Warriors bounce back? 100%. The
100%.
Lakers bounce
Yeah.
back. The Lakers were in a worse position than the Warriors are right now, or at least very similar. And the Lakers bounced back to the Western Conference Finals. So, Smoke, we're not dissing on your boys. All respect to a dynasty team, because that's what they are. But they've got to turn it around. And there are ways they can do that. Now, moving on, actually a couple of different things that are heating up right now. Trade rumors. Trade deadline is coming closer and closer and closer, and within that, the rumors are starting to come alive. Zach LaVine has been alive for, that's like what, the last 2-3 years, bro.
Mm.
Every single December, we can count on two things: Christmas and Zach LaVine trade rumors. Every single for the last 3 years, bro. I swear those, and usually it's the Lakers. So that's one. Another one, DeMar DeRozan is another one that is being talked about. Lauri Markkanen, that's an interesting one that I didn't expect to hear. Jordan Clarkson, Alex Caruso, Siakam, OG. So these are some players that have been officially linked to trades. My question to you, I have a couple of ideas in my head of where I think each player should go. But of the players I said, like, where do you think Zach LaVine should go? Where do you think DeMar DeRozan? Where do you think these guys would be best fitted if a trade does happen?
Mm, Zach Levine, I've said it before and I'll say it again. Philly, if he goes to Philly, I think he'll be absolutely good there. He goes to Philadelphia. DeMar, I don't know about DeMar. DeMar is a strange one. I don't know. Yeah, I don't
I know,
know.
bro.
I don't know.
New
I'll
York,
okay.
Knicks.
Okay, yeah, yeah. Actually, no, yeah. Actually makes sense because I mean, I don't know. I feel like Knicks are waiting for this guy up at Cleveland, um Donovan Mitchell. I think they are
Mhm.
waiting for him for like his contract to run out and stuff. But the mind Knicks, him and Bronson with you know, RJ Barrett and what's this dude's name?
Julius Randle.
Julius
Oh
Randle,
no,
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
and
Julius
and
Randle.
Jalen Brunson just dropped what 50 the other night or something. He went
Yeah,
off.
against the Suns, yeah. Um so I don't know, that would be good. Alex Caruso, I'll take Alex Caruso in a heartbeat. 100% perimeter defender, can play both sides of the ball. So I'll 100% take him. Laurie Markkinen, actually, I saw something about the Lakers. Lakers wanted him, but they will have to give up about like 5 picks for him, which is
We give
just
up a lot, but
yeah,
imagine, bro, that dude can starting. I mean, he's always had like a really extremely skillful bag, but the last year and a half, his
yeah,
like evolution, his game has gotten insane. So that would make sense. I think he's definitely on the move. He's been tied to a couple, but that'd be crazy, bro. That would
really
fill a
good
lot of
one.
holes.
Yeah, and Jordan Clarkson, I really don't care about that. Like, I'm sorry, I don't care where he goes. I don't know. I don't. Well, actually, to be honest, Jordan Clarkson. I don't know. Toronto, maybe Toronto. And then obviously Pascal Siakam will be good for like the Warriors because of his size. You definitely need that size. Ananobi, I guess. Jazz,
Pacers.
Jazz,
Ooh,
Pacers
yeah.
also Pacers too be
Ooh, I
good.
like Jazz though too. Jason, I like Jazz, but Pacers. What if they who would the Pacers give? What would the Pacers give up? That's my question to you because that was
I
who I
mean,
put for right. Who would they give up though? Because Jazz have a lot more they could swap out than the Pacers probably would be willing to. But
I don't know what the pace who the Pacers were willing to give. They could give maybe Buddy Hield or Marriott Benedict, what's his name, think something like that. I don't think they'll be willing to give the center, what's his name, shit, what's the centers, their center,
oh, Miles Turner.
Miles Turner. Yeah, I don't think they'll be
Yeah.
willing to give him
No, they've held on to him for so long. I think they're trying to keep him because there's been a lot of opportunities to give Miles Turner up, and they've held on to him.
yeah, so I don't know, but those are just a few places, I could
Yeah,
see.
no, I like that, bro. No, those are good. Honestly, so here's what I'll say. Those are all good picks. I'd say Zach Levine. I saw something interesting this morning break that he's been tied to a possible trade with the Sacramento Kings. And here's what I will say.
I
Do
did
the
see that
Kings need to do
yesterday.
that?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's there's a little bit of coverage on it. What I will say is this. First and foremost, I as good as he would be for the Lakers, as much as he would probably add, we'd have to give up Reeves. We'd have to give up way too much. The Lakers are not going to go for Zach Levine because of how much we'd have to give up.
yeah,
The Sacramento Kings, though, are a team that has a lot that they could give up, and Zach Levine would fit right in with that team's play style. So I can see that. And since there's a little bit of traction, I would not be shocked if Zach Levine leaves the Chicago because bro, what if it's this time next year, Christmas again, and not only Christmas again, but more Zach Levine trip. What if he doesn't leave Chicago? I think this time it's real, but if he leaves, I like Philly, and that would make Philly possibly skill wise the best team in the East. I'm just gonna say it right now. Like skill wise, I'm not saying they'd be the best team, but skill wise, I think that would be the best team, top to bottom. So that would be crazy. But I think between Philly and Sacramento, he'll end up there. DeMar DeRozan, like I said, the Knicks. I think the Knicks. I did see something linked to this. There's a little bit of a link tied in with this. It's been a destination that DeMar DeRozan's wanted to go to before, so maybe that's why I'm saying it. But and then Lauri Markkinen traded to the Heat. The Heat need that piece. The Heat need that piece. They didn't get Dame. They've not been able to pull the trigger ever since they lost LeBron, Chris Bosh, Dwayne. They haven't had that star power to pull people in. Jimmy
mhm.
Butler isn't able to do that. Bam, they're not getting those players in. It's obvious they didn't get Dame. It's obvious. Miami, bro. I would like come on now. Miami, Milwaukee, Miami. If we're talking about, city life, all that stuff, it's obvious that the Heat aren't a team that pulled that they don't have that pull. So for me, they need to start building those players. They need to start building that team up with a player like Laurie Mark. And I do really think that they could make a trade happen. I even think they could look into players that they've had for a little while, players that have been around that team and that have grown with that. I think they could part ways with some players that have helped them get to the playoffs, into the finals, and I think they'd still be that team. So I've got that. And then Caruso and Jordan Clarkson, if there are two players that I'm like, Rob Palinka, pull the trigger right now. And you don't seem as excited, bro. It's all right, man. You're not on the Jordan Clarkson train. I was not
No,
until like
Jordan
last year. It's
Clarkson.
okay, bro.
No,
It's
I'm
okay. You don't
sorry
have to
though.
be. I'm on it though. I'm on that train right now because I do think if we could somehow get Jordan Clarkson and Alex Caruso and not have to give up any big pieces. And the Lakers have made it known they don't want to give up Austin Reeves. I don't think they're going to go back on that. I would be shocked if they gave Austin Reeves up. I would be shocked if they gave Cam Reddish up. I would say those two guys are probably the two that are very up there with LeBron and AD. Obviously, they're not going to move LeBron or AD, but Jordan Clarkson, Alex Caruso would be great cheap additions because obviously they would not be cheap to our game and they wouldn't be, we would still have to give up a decent amount, but what we would be getting back would probably help boost us. But either way, the Lakers need to make some moves. They need to do something because what they have right now is not working enough to get us where we want to go. So that's what I'm going to say about that. And then, like I said, Pascal Siakam, I don't know, bro. Something about the Warriors, man. I don't know what it is. And I could be completely wrong. And I probably am. I have had a lot of picks that have been a little off on all my shows. But I would not be shocked if we see Siakam in a Warriors jersey. And Smoke, if you're still watching, how would you feel about Siakam in a Warriors jersey? Or any Warriors fans, hit us up in the chat. Let us know, how would you feel about Siakam in a Warriors jersey? Because I think that he would add more than Klay Thompson, Draymond Green. Would they give up all of those pieces? Probably not.
No,
But
no,
they would give up, I would say Wiggins, they'd give up a lot. They'd have to give up a good amount. But getting Siakam, again, like I said, Siakam and Curry would be a more effective duo than that entire roster right now. I'm sorry, matched up with Curry. That's just my opinion. I just think, and then OG, I think he's going to Pacers. I think they're going to pull the trigger, and I think he's going there because I think that they're going to be a team that wants to strengthen up a little bit. They are one of the best. I don't know if they're still the best offensive rated team in the NBA, but they were for the longest time, and they might still be up there. But I'm going to be honest, bro. I think that they're going to do something big to try to get to that next level. And are they going to give up Miles Turner? Probably not. Are they going to give up those big pieces? No, those pieces that help them get to the in-season final and really pick steam up. They're not going to give those pieces up. But I wouldn't be shocked if they do something. If they give some, if they're willing to do something. You know what I mean? I just would not be shocked. So there's a lot of things that are going to happen. There's plenty more time to talk about that. But moving on, looking into the future a little bit, this is a couple of weeks away, and we will have a show before we actually have this game. But we're going to talk about the Lakers versus Clippers Battle of LA. The next one is taking place on January 7th. The Lakers coming off of, we've talked about it too many times, bro. I'm getting a headache just thinking about those losses. Coming off of some unfortunate losses, and the Clippers coming off of some really nice wins, fueled by James Harden and some insane vintage classic James Harden play. Shout out to James Harden because that was fun to see. I'm not a Clippers guy at all. Not really a James Harden guy, but that was fun to see. My question to you is this. As the Lakers are kind of on the downslide, the Clippers are on the up, who do you think is going to walk away with this Battle of LA? Who do you think? Because the Clippers, bro, I don't know. Have you seen they've kicked since LeBron, like not even since we've had LeBron, the last like 10 years, the Clippers have owned the Lakers ass in the Battle of LA, bro. And it's
it's true.
unfortunate that we have LeBron James and Anthony Davis, and the record has only gotten worse with them. So my question to you is this: can the Lakers get their heads out of their asses for once against the Clippers? Or are we going to play like we played against the Knicks and like we've been playing the last couple of games? What are your thoughts, bro? Because January 7th is going to come up faster than we think.
Anytime we play the Clippers, right, I feel a type of way because I know that they have so much firepower to like obliterate us. Like they're just that good. And as much as we might say, oh, the Clippers, we don't like Clippers, they're actually a really good basketball team. So I don't know. how do I feel about it? I can't really say anything about it yet because Lakers have like I think 6 games to play before that matchup. So it will be interesting to see where the Lakers are and where the Clippers are at that point in time. But if we look at that, if we get to that point and the Clippers are like third in the West or something like that, and Kawhi is looking at probably all-star level Kawhi, Paul George is looking Paul George, Westbrook is coming off the bench looking like sixth man of the year, and then James Harden, MVP James Harden. ah, I'll actually be shitting my pants to be honest at that point in time. Like if we play the Clippers that point in time. So I don't know. Hopefully to get to that point. Hopefully we'll be ready for them. But we did beat them the last time, overtime. So hopefully that'll be a momentum builder to like, get on and yeah.
Absolutely. No, I think we'll build it up. I think we're gonna pull off some wins. I still think I know we talked Christmas Day games last show. I still think we're going to beat the Celtics. I really do. I think we'll turn it around by then. But I think we've got some work to do roster wise. But Palinka's done a great job. The roster looks really solid as it is now, and I think we're going to see some additions for sure. But the Clippers look really nice, and it doesn't look like their steam is going to be stopping anytime. They've picked up a lot of steam, and Kawhi Leonard hasn't missed any games. Shout out to Kawhi. I mean, shout out to that. Shout out as much as people want to clown on him, and as much as I love when he sits out because that means they definitely probably aren't going to beat the Lakers. They still have beat us when he sat out. But anyways, it's good to see that dude play because he is a legend. He's fun to watch when he's
He
not
looked
playing.
so happy. Yeah, he looked so happy.
Yeah.
Like
No,
it
that
was
and
so
honestly,
good to
Paul
see.
George even too. They look the best they've looked and the happiest they've looked in LA. And so, as much as it pains me as a Lakers fan to say this, shout out. And nobody will be watching Christmas because of the NFL. That's fair. The NFL, I will admit the NFL still owns the holidays. It
I
just
don't
they
know. I
just
don't
do.
know about that though. I mean, you have the Lakers playing the Celtics. You have some good games though.
That's true.
What NFL? What are the NFL games on Christmas? Well, Cowboys and Cowboys and no Ravens and San Francisco.
Oh, that's
That would be
gonna
a good
be
one.
that's
Okay,
gonna be a
okay,
really
okay. You know what?
that's
You
gonna
know
be
what?
a
I
really
take
good
you back.
game,
I
bro.
take you back. I take you back. That would be a
That's
good
gonna be
one.
a really
That
that's
would be a
gonna be
good
such
one.
a good game. But anyways,
Yeah.
but no, I mean Christmas though, they don't have the jerseys though, bro. I don't think they don't have the alternative jersey. I don't know, maybe they do, but I guess the NBA has the different jerseys. Maybe that's what we have. But anyways, we're gonna move on and talk about a little contenders versus pretenders. But before we are going to take a quick break, we will be right back.
What's up, everybody? It's Jay from Yankee and the Brit bringing you some exciting news. King Palms and Yankee and the Brit are teaming up together to give you an amazing deal. Head over to kingpalm.com, use promo code KPYNB to save 20% off your entire order. That's right, 20% off your entire order just by using the promo code KPYNB. If you want to enhance your smoking experience, King Palms has you covered. Innovative designs, premium quality, and they're all natural. So make sure you go over to kingpalm.com and use the promo code KPYNB at checkout to save 20% off your entire order.
All right.
All right.
As always, good to hear some words from our producer. And moving on, contenders versus pretenders.
Oh,
We've gone over this. I don't know. This show has been going on for a little while, and we've gone over this a couple times on this show. But it's time to go back over because the top five looks way different than it did even last time we ever looked at this. So this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna go through the top five in each conference, and you're gonna tell me if it's a contender or a pretender, and just one or two reasons why. Starting in the West, currently sit at number one, the Minnesota Timberwolves. Did I really just say that, bro? I cannot believe left my mouth. This time last year, I would have never expected the Timberwolves would be sitting right there. It's crazy, but they're there right now somehow. This is not a dream. Hopefully that doesn't last too long. But anyways, my question to you: are the Timberwolves contenders or pretenders?
they'll make the playoffs. Let's put it like that. They'll make the playoffs. There's no doubt about that. They'll probably make it to like the semifinal round.
This is them, but not Lakers. Keep the comment up. But this is, I think you meant to put Timberwolves. The Timberwolves are contenders to make the playoffs. But that's the Timberwolves. Yeah, he meant
Yeah,
to
okay,
put
yeah,
Timberwolves.
that
That's
that's
thank you,
valid.
thank you. We appreciate
That's
that.
fine. Thank you so much for saying me out
But
there.
that is true. I do think they are contenders. Like, yeah,
Yeah, they will make the playoffs, and they'll probably, let me give them benefit of the doubt. Conference finals, they'll probably make conference finals. But to say to win the chip,
conference finals. Oh,
I'm just going to you.
Woo.
We might clip that later, but like, yeah,
No, you know what? With how they're playing now, they are the best team in the West, and they very well could keep that up. So here's what I'm going to say: I have them as pretenders. If we're talking about actual like
chips.
going all the way, I have them going to the second round in the playoffs. This last go round, they made the playoffs, but they just dragged their. They didn't look like this team when they made the playoffs last season. So this will be a different Timberwolves if everyone stays healthy. But I really do think that they're not contenders. Moving on, we've got the OKC Thunder. You said they were your ugly, but not in a bad way, because that's a team that's you. They'll make games ugly, and they're scary, bro. They're playing insane basketball. Chet Holmgren, that dude is skin and bones, but he is an enforcer, bro. He'll
Exactly.
shut it down all day long. So my question to you is this: are the OKC Thunder contenders or pretenders?
Same for me. So that they'll probably. I so I have it here on my notes. I have they'll make the playoffs, but won't go far. So I don't know. First round, they just don't have the experience to go all the way. They can play the ball, but that experience you need to go through a 7 game series. If they meet a team like Lakers, I don't think they will make it. They will not make it. Yeah, in a 1 game they will probably beat the Lakers. But when you talk of a 7 game series, they don't have the experience to go all the way. So I just see them not going all the way. They'll make the playoffs. That would be good to see. Good to see SJ in the playoffs. Probably even an All Star, but nowhere near to the conference finals. So that's my thought on that.
I got to take the other side on this. I'm going contenders. I think that this OKC team is exactly what that Harden and that Westbrook and that KD team wasn't. I think this is a team that is more complete. I'm not saying these dudes are better than them. I'm not trying to compare their resumes. I'm just saying it was a similar situation, a young, talented team that was built together. And I think that this team has what it takes. So as long as they stay healthy, I think they're going to go. I think that OKC could go all the way to the Western Conference Finals. I do not having them going past anyone standing on the other side of that, but I do think that they
That's a
can go.
bold take though.
Hey, you know
That's
what?
a
Like
bold
I said
take.
earlier, bro, I've made some bad predictions. This might be one. Going number 3, we've got the Denver Nuggets. Are they contenders or pretenders?
Yeah, I mean simple. Reigning defending champions. Like there is they you easily pick them to come out of the West. Like you won't think twice. They just have too many good pieces that even when Jokic isn't playing can destroy you. So yeah, there's not. We don't even have to say too much on this because we already know what they are. We know what they can deliver. So I think they have made the Western Conference Finals like 4 out of the last 6 seasons or something like that.
They're consistent. The
Yeah.
Nuggets are consistent. They're contenders easily. Kings, number 4. Sacramento Kings, contenders or pretenders?
Again, probably the max they can go is conference finals. They have the experience. They have been to a 7 game series with the likes of the Warriors, and they were so unlucky not to come out on top. But again, I just think Western Conference Final is probably their max. That's when if they actually do make it, they will make it so, but they will get blown out in the conference final if they do make it so. In terms of actually winning the chip, pretenders, but actual contenders in terms of the West and coming out of the West, yeah.
For sure. No, I'm with you. I think I have them as contenders only because I do really, really, really think like I really believe that that Kings team is going to make a big move like a Zach Levine, or if not a Zach Levine, another big move to strengthen that roster. And they made it all the way head to head against the Warriors, and they didn't come out on top. But this team that they had made it all the way there. If they strengthen it just a little bit, I truly think they can make it. I think they could be a sleeper to make the finals. They could be that Miami Heat type of team that you don't expect to go all the way. So I have them as contenders. And then looking at number 5 in the West, the Dallas Mavs. Contenders or pretenders?
Pretenders. And I'm looking at the game against the Lakers where you had what I don't know what his name is, shooting like 8 threes, 8 out of 9 from 3 point line. That those type of I just think their games they have some really good fluke games. Like, but they can't just go all the way. Their defense can't carry them. Like they're offensively so good, but defensively they're terrible. So nah.
It's really still just Luka out there. I mean, yeah, Kyrie is out there, but he's back and forth with some injuries. And Kyrie, you just can't rely on Kyrie game in and game out. And that's not saying that he's not a talented player with an insane skill set, but you can't rely on him as that number 2 game in and game out. He proved that in Brooklyn. He was a fantastic number 2 in Cleveland, but that's just LeBron. LeBron made up for any lacking anything because he's LeBron, and that's not me trying to, be a.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to be a bronzexual out here, but I've got to say it because it's true. LeBron makes everyone better, including Kyrie, even though Kyrie was already great. So for me, the Mavs are pretenders. Could they strengthen their team and become contenders? Of course they could, but as of now, they're definitely. I don't see them going past the second round, frankly, with how the West is looking right now, which they didn't even make the play-in last season. So that would just be an improvement to even maybe be able to miss that. Moving on to the East, we've got the Celtics contenders.
Let's just do it. Celtics, Bucks,
We can
Philly.
make this easy, actually. Yeah.
Celtics, Bucks, Philly. Content. Philly, there's an asterisk right there because
Fair.
but without James Harden now, I think and Nick Nurse like has actually won a championship. Not no dig at Doc Rivers, but like Philly, Celtics, Bucks, Philly. Let's just call it what it is. Like we know that out two
So,
out of the three, 2 out of 3 will go to the conference finals. Like that's
so
just
you're
it.
saying Magic and Knicks are both pretenders?
Yeah, 100%. Like why are we even stressing it? Like
That's easy, bro. We could just go right through that one and the East is tough. The East is crazy, dude.
yeah.
The East might be the West is competitive, but the East might, dude. It's crazy this year because honestly any of the top 8 teams right now, I could see making the finals in the East, and I mean that.
Yeah. I mean, they like the Pacers could just have like a fluke game and beat the Bucks in a 7 game series. Like it just can't happen. But like when you look at the East, like you just know Bucks, Philly, Celtics. One of them three, sorry, 2 of them 3 is going to the conference finals. One of them will end up going to like you know, and I mean, yeah, Miami can surprise us. Pacers can, Orlando
Pacers,
can
New
surprise us.
York,
Like
Knicks, let's go.
Cleveland can surprise us. Like you don't know. Like
Maybe.
yeah,
You
it's
never know.
unexpected. Exactly. It's not like the West. You kind of know. Okay, this is what we can
Detroit could
expect.
surprise us. The
Yeah.
Pistons could
Right.
surprise us, bro.
Yeah.
Dude, they're
Right.
gonna go watch them go on a 20-game win streak. I'm gonna make my craziest claim right now. Detroit 20-game win streak. It's coming up, guys. No, I'm
Yeah.
just playing. But
They're on a 24 game losing streak. You know, actually, they can snap that. They can snap that against like. Yes, because I can't remember. They were watching Atlanta. They were playing Atlanta yesterday, and I was like, and the game was actually closed for a minute. I was like, okay, this guy
they've
can
had some
actually
decent.
snap
They've
it.
had some decent
Yeah.
games. They're not a. That's the problem. They have good players, and they've had okay games. They're not winning them. They're not complete. They're not a complete team, and it shows every time they go up against teams, even especially a team like the Hawks, because they're not the best, but they're definitely more complete than the other teams. So that, but definitely, I mean, Knicks, more than likely Knicks and Magic are pretenders, but 76ers, Bucks, and Celtics, any one of those 3 teams could absolutely end up in the finals. And then could there be a fluke? Yeah, but I don't know if there'll be a fluke this season because those teams have just gotten stronger. All 3 of those teams. And yes, for all the Bucks fans, because it seems like we have quite a few. Shout out to you guys. For all the Bucks fans on here, yes, the Bucks have gotten better since last year. I do see pieces of that here and there. And this shows with where they're at now. But it's like it's still a little bit of a roller coaster. They're still a little up and down. It still feels like they're finding their footing, and they're still not the best team on defense and not the best team when it comes to rebounds. So they look like a better team in some ways, but it's just hard to make that call. But for me, I do think the Bucks, 76ers, and Celtics look a lot stronger in certain ways than they did last season, and any one of those teams could make that final.
Yeah, and yeah, last 2 weeks or 2 weeks ago, we did say the Bucks sucked, but we didn't say it's because they're a terrible team. We just said it because they don't have defense.
We said
Well, they did.
statistics.
That's just exactly in terms of like the amount of points they were letting in. Yeah, they don't. Yeah, but like they're still the Bucks. Like they still have Giannis. They still have Dame. They still have Brook Lopez. Like they still have Chris Middleton. They're not just going to go away. Like you know what I mean. So, but yeah.
Hey, shout out to you guys remembering what we said 2 weeks ago. That really means a lot that you guys pay attention to what we say that much. I really appreciate that. I do want to say though, I am gonna go back and rewatch that show because if I did say they sucked, I don't remember. That was not the
Exactly. No.
conversation.
Exactly. It was more about their
I'm gonna run
defense
it
and
back. I'm running the
comment
tape
point of
back after this.
yeah.
But no, I know that there's a difference between sucking and having holes in your game and losses. I mean, last time we talked, they had a couple of really notable losses and really poor performances, and they still have not turned it around completely. But we're going to move on to our final segment of the day, and that's our top of the hour 5. Today we are going over our top 5 greatest NBA players that never won a ring. Because yes, when you think of a great NBA legend, you probably think of a player with at least 1 to 4 championship rings, but there are so many legends. We could do a 30-minute segment probably on this of the great players that never won a ring, but we only have about 8 minutes. So we're going to do our top 5 best ringless players. First and foremost, let's hear some honorable mentions, bro. Let's hear who you have for some of your honorable mentions, because like I said, there are so many for this subject.
Yeah, honorable mentions. Obviously, you have Paul George, you have James Harden, you have Russell Westbrook, you have Chris Paul, you have Patrick Ewing, you have Steve Nash, you have Carmelo Anthony, you have Tracy McGrady, you have Vince Carter, um, you have is it Elgin, yeah, Elgin Baylor. You have all those guys. So those are really some good names. But when we hear our top 5, yeah, honorable mentions, guys that are so good but never won a championship. And I'm going to throw one name there also. Gilles, Gilles Arenas. Is it?
Gilbert Arenas?
Gilbert Arenas, yeah, here.
Oh yeah, bro.
Also good guy that never, amazing guy that never won a championship and was never really, put up there. But yeah, and also I forgot Patrick. I'll say Patrick Beverly.
Patrick Ewing.
No, not Patrick Ewing. Patrick Beverly.
Patrick Beverly. I'm just. You know what? Man.
Bro has been in the league like 15, 12 years.
You know what? That's a fair honorable mention. And he might still win a ring. He's still in the league. He's on Philly right now, right?
Yeah.
Okay. You know what, bro? If he gets himself a championship ring, Hall of Fame. No, but he is a solid player. I take that reaction back a little bit. I was remembering him as a Laker though. That's what I was thinking of, bro, when you said that. So okay, fair enough. He was a solid for the Clippers. He's had some solid years for sure. And Minnesota, fair enough.
Yeah. So, but yeah. So top 5. Should we kick on?
Let's hear it, bro.
Let's
Who you
go.
got at number 5?
I have number 5. I have Reggie Miller, 4-time, 4th greatest 3-point shooter. Kind of he, along with Steph Curry and Ray Allen, kind of changed the game. So you just have to mention him there. Then he's already a Hall of Famer, 3-time All NBA, 5-time All Star, and obviously 75th anniversary team member. So that's my number 5 right there.
Great pick, bro. He's one of the best players of all time, one of the best shooters of all time, absolute legend. Number 5 for me is Dikembe Mutombo. This dude, honestly, before there was Jokic, when you thought of a notable big man in Denver, you thought of Mutombo. That was that dude. He one of the best defensive players of all time. And people also forget he had some really good stints on other teams as well. Having a stint with the 76ers with AI, a couple of different teams where he really contributed a lot. So Mutombo was notably one of the best defensive players year in and year out for much of his career, even until his last season when he wasn't on the floor as much. He was still contributing and had some monster games. So my number 5 has to be Mutombo. He never got that ring, but you know what? He did get plenty of blocks, bro. So my number 5 has to be Mutombo. But what is your number 4? Let's hear it, bro.
Number 4, Allen Iverson. 11-time All-Star, MVP, Rookie of the Year, 7-time All-NBA, Hall of Famer, and member of the 75th, 75 anniversary team. I don't know if my English there is correct. But anyways, Allen Iverson kind of, also a person that changed the way the game is played. Very electric, very dominant. We all remember what he did to Ty Lue. Absolutely disrespectful, electric with the also, and he also changed the game in terms of like the way we think of fashion and looks on the court, things like that. So AI definitely is my number 4 right there. Should have
Bro,
won a ring. Should have won a ring.
facts. And had it been any other team than the Lakers, he would have a ring. And bro, I'm not even gonna waste my breath. You took all the words out of my mouth. Here's my number 4 as well. Let's go. I love when we do that, man. I don't even have to waste the time. Let's get it. Number
Yeah.
3. Who do you got at number 3?
Number 3, I have Charles Barkley. 4-time, sorry, 11-time All Star, MVP, 11-time All NBA, member of the 75 anniversary team, Hall of Famer, doing his thing on TNT. Not that it matters, anyways, but still amazing guy, good basketball player. Good is actually a downstretch. Amazing basketball player, very dominant. I'm 100% sure if not for, you know, Big Mike up there in Chicago, Charles Barkley should have won a ring. Well, actually, not just him, but if for other players too, if not for Big Mike Pop in Chicago, definitely should have won rings. So definitely, that's my number 3 right there.
That's a good pick. Instead of me saying who my number, because I have Charles Barkley as well. Let's pull that last comment back up one more time, just because. Come on now, does LeBron count as he never won a ring without somebody else carrying it?
Has
That's
anyone
awesome.
ever has anyone ever won a ring
If
without?
anything, LeBron actually carried the Cleveland one, but it's okay. Anyways, we'll leave that one there. But yeah, my number 3 is also Charles Barkley. I just wanted to circle back to that comment really quick. Thank you, Smoke, for always bringing the best comments. What I will say is this: so yeah, Charles Barkley, number 3, one of the best to do it without winning a ring. He did it all. The one thing he was missing in that accolades was a ring, and without Michael Jordan, he would have one, and he would actually have a couple. Yeah, he had a couple. He had a couple different stints playing with the Rockets, a couple different teams where they really tried and just didn't work, but still a legend. Number 3 absolutely belongs there. Who is your number 2? We're getting into the best that never won a ring. Who do you got, bro?
Number 2, Karl Malone, 14-time All Star, 2-time MVP, 14-time All NBA, 4-time All Defense, member of the 75th anniversary team, and obviously Hall of Famer. So again, if not for Big Mike, he should have gotten a ring. If not for Big Mike, I think if not twice, he should have gotten a ring twice. If not for Michael Jordan, I can't remember. But it's so sad that he wasn't able to get a ring. Um, yeah,
Yeah, no, that's a good pick. My number 2 is Reggie Miller. I have him up high on my list because I think he should have multiple championships. That is a dude that should have at least 3 to 4 rings, and he would be in the company of a LeBron James, of a Steph Curry, because that is just who he was as a player. All he was missing was those rings. Whether it was the Malice at the Palace that threw that season off, or Michael Jordan shutting them down in the night, whatever it was, he just never could get all the way. But if there was one thing you could count on, no matter if the Pacers were winning or losing, Reggie Miller was going to give you hell every single game. And that's just that dude. So Reggie Miller's my number 2. And now we got it, bro. This is the best of the best. Who is the best player that never won a championship ring?
it just has to go to John Stockton. I mean, who else? Who else can you think of? John Stockton, 10-time All Star, 11-time All NBA, 5-time All Defensive Team, member of the 75th anniversary team. We all know he's the leader in assists. Like no one has even gotten to where he is. And then obviously Hall of Famer too. Again, if not for Big Mike, he should have won at least 2 rings. He could, yeah. That's all. I'm just going to leave it there.
Nope, that's dude. That's that dude. I mean, before we went live, we talked about how we both have that him up there because how could you have anybody else? That's a legend, and again, he would have a couple of championships without Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan got himself plenty and held a lot of greats back from getting theirs. So that's just how that went. He was selfish like that. But,
Mike,
anyways, guys,
why? Why, Mike?
I
Why?
know, right, bro? Come on now, share the wealth a little bit, bro. Come on now, man. But hey, you know what? The good news now. Lakers are about to get the next championship. That's all that matters now. We're going to forget about the past and just focus on the future, right, guys?
100%. Yeah.
Anyways, thank you guys so much. This is our last show of 2023. We will see you guys after the new year. Thank you guys so much for all the support. This is not the only place where you can find us. David, where else can our fans find you?
As always, you can find me Mind of the Fans podcast. If you love soccer, especially European soccer, we talk about it all on Mind of the Fans podcast, wherever you get your podcast, Spotify, YouTube, wherever we're there. We'll have at least one more episode before the year ends. So we hope to see you guys there.
Absolutely, bro. And you guys can find me on my channel, the Yankee. Well, you can find me on the Yankee and the Brit, and you can find a lot of great other shows on here. But you can
Yeah.
find me on my channel, the Connor and Heffernan Show. Currently, we have not done. We were planning on doing a show this week potentially. We'll see if we do one. But Connor and Heffernan Show, we do a show about football, basketball, baseball, boxing. We do a little bit of everything. And then if you love Lakers basketball, like I know Smoke does, and all of our fans on this show do, you can tune into Purple and Gold Zone. I will be doing one more show before the year ends, so tune into that. But as always, thank you guys so much for the support. I hope you guys all have a fantastic holiday season, and we will see you guys next year.
Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas.